So I'm going to start with the pastry for this honey pecan pie. We have 1.25 cups of all-purpose flour, and into that I'm going to whisk a tablespoon of sugar and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And I'll cut in a cup of cold, cubed, unsalted butter. And the colder the butter, the flakier your pastry will be. So we have coarse crumbs with a few little chunks, about the size of a pea. I'm drizzling in 1/4 cup of cold, ice cold water. And just toss that together to form a ragged dough. We're just going to press this into a disc and then refrigerate it until it's nice and cold for about an hour. So now we roll out our pastry. So just flour your work surface. We have our pastry here. I've just let this soften up for about 5-10 minutes before you start to roll it out. Flour both sides. When you roll it out, start in the middle, put a little bit of pressure, and move it out. But don't go right to the edge. Then you give it a 1/4 turn. Always swish it around your board to make sure it's not sticking, and do the same thing. And you're going to get those edges that didn't get rolled last time. Rotate and roll. Apply even pressure, and then you won't get any big dents. So we have about a 12-inch circle. Just fold that in half. We have our pie plate. This is a 9-inch pie plate. And just unfold it. And there's your pastry. So we just want to trim the overhang, leaving about 1 inch. That looks good. Now we'll just fold under and flute the edge. Now we'll just prick the bottom all over with a fork and stick this in the fridge until it's firm, which should take about 30 minutes. Now let's make our pie filling. So start with 1/2 cup of unsalted butter, which I'm just melting in this little saucepan over medium heat. And to that I'll add 1 cup of packed light brown sugar and just whisk that in. So to that I'm going to add some honey, 1/2 cup. And that's coming together beautifully. Okay, and to that I'm going to add a tablespoon of cider vinegar, 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I have 3 eggs, which I'll just lightly whisk, and now I'll just whisk those eggs into the filling. So our pastry is nice and cold. I'm just going to add 2 cups of pecan halves to the bottom of the pie shell, and then pour the filling over top. Bake the pie on the bottom rack of the oven at 350 degrees for 50 to 60 minutes or until the filling is set. And it's a good idea always to bake on a baking sheet, just in case there's any dribbles over the side. And here is our delicious honey pecan pie.
For more inspiring ideas, go to CanadianLiving.com.